Good morning. It is Wednesday, Veterans Day today. Thank you, all of you veterans, whether you're active or if you have stepped outside of the military forces. Uh, but not just thank you for your service, thank you for your willingness to serve. I think that's so much more important. That willingness to serve, because not everybody's willing. Turn that down one. Boom. That should be a little bit better. So what today is Wow Wednesday, and on Wow Wednesdays, what I do is I talk a little bit about some of the things that I've learned throughout the week, or something I've helped somebody else to see throughout the week. And all these stories, I make sure to ask and request, hey, is it okay for me to do this before I talk about them? Perfect. Okay, so this is what happened. Um, my friend called and was stressing out. Like she was really going through some things. And this is one of my friends that I don't ever remember stressing out about anything. Like like I've known her longer than I've known Courtney. So I've known her since I was 17, right? About 17. I'm 35 now, so I've known her over half my life, and I've never known her to be the person that's stressed out. She's never. Um, well, she's like, Danny, I'm going through some things. I don't know what to do. I was like, well, let's chat. Let's talk for a minute. Let's see what we can see together. And she's like, all right, like that might work. I might not work. Who knows? And so we're talking on the phone, and she's going through quite a few things. And yeah, so bear with me on this because I'm working on how to tell a story without talking about the person in the story. So that's what we're doing right now, right? So they were stressing because their son, oh, I know how to do this, haha, came to me. So she's stressing about COVID and her son in school. Like before COVID happened, her son was doing well, going to school, things are going great. She, like, COVID happens, and now her son has to do homeschooling. I call it crisis schooling, where he's sitting in front of the computer all day, exchanging back and forth. And she's like, I set him up in the morning, I say something to him throughout the day, and at the end of the night, I'm saying, hey, is everything all right? And he's like, yeah, yeah. And he ends up failing. Like, and from my understanding, failing significantly. And she's stressing out as a parent. She's stressed because A, like, I want my child to do well. B, I have to work. So how am I supposed to sit at home with my son who's old enough to sit at home and old enough to do these things himself? Like like how am I supposed to do all these things? And she's stressing out, and she's really having a hard time of the whole thing. Like, what if this happens? What if that happens? What if he never succeeds? That's my words, not hers. And I stopped her for a second. And I was like, wait a minute. What do you know to do in this situation? And she's like, I just came up with a plan yesterday to not only monitor him, but some other things to make sure, like to spend more time with him. And I was like, well, I mean, that seems like a really good plan. Like, what's wrong with that? She's like, well, what if it doesn't work? Like, what if, right? Like, we always do that. Like, we're always worried about that next what if, that next thing. And we don't focus on what's here right now because all we have is what's right here right now. Like, so, like, like I'm chatting with her and we're talking about it, and she realizes, like, oh, like I just haven't given this plan enough time to work. So I really don't know whether it's gonna work or not. I was like, yeah, that seems reasonable, right? And she was like, yeah. And she's like, but how am I supposed to stop myself from stressing out about this? I was like, is the stress helpful? And I'm gonna ask you that same question. Is the stress helpful? If the answer is yeah, the stress is helpful, stay with it. But if the answer is no, the stress isn't helpful, then why stress yourself out about it? I remember talking to Courtney about deadlines. She's an accountant. Talking about the deadlines, I was like, how many have you missed? Handful. Talked about this the other day. Handful. Well, why are you stressing out about the deadline then? Well, what if it doesn't get done by the deadline? If you can count on one hand how many times you've missed a deadline, If you count on two hands how many times you've not gotten something done, well, then I understand. Go ahead, stress out. And that's what she saw, my friend. She was like, oh, huh, I really just need to sit down and take a breath. I need to take a breathe. Like, I need to. And I was like, yes, you do. Like, that's probably a good place to start. And she was like, all right, yeah, I'm probably going to do that. I was like, whoa, whoa. Wait a second. Wait a second. Do it right now. Wherever you are, stop. Take a deep breath. Notice that inhale, how the air just kind of falls into your lungs. And then that exhale. It's that like it's like sitting on a couch almost, like the most comfortable couch when you just and new things come to mind because thoughts are just so sometimes it's just about slowing down, not speeding up. And that's what I'm wanting y'all guys to see this Wednesday. It's like when we slow down, and I don't mean like I have things to do so I need to slow down. I'm in the middle of a workout so I need to slow down. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm trying to get over to you guys is, and when we slow down up here, we generally do better. And what's crazy is you don't have to listen to me about this. You could take it home, you could use it, you could practice it, you could do whatever you want with it. Look back over your life and ask yourself, when was it that I was up here and it felt like a bunch of ants crawling around really fast in my brain? Like when was that? Like when did I make that best decision? Was it like that? Or was it when the same time where I could see the beauty of life? For me, it's the beauty of life. Thank y'all. It's been great today. Be you. It's just that simple. Over and out. I'm not using that. It's just Veterans Day. So, thank you again for your service.